Good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
Look at all you prompt individuals. I'm here for it. All right, well, let me click a button. Yep, that worked.
Should be the bottom part.
Nailed it. Okay. Let's start off with what we're excited about as we go into 2024, which is crazy to me that it is 2024. Anybody else find that just absolutely bonkers? Just me? So instead of something we're grateful for, I'd like to hear something that you guys are excited as we go into the new year. Who would like to go first?
New forms.
New forms. Yeah.
I found a new online platform called Notion that literally you can put checklists and calendars and share. It's like everything you will ever want in a course creation organization platform, and it's huge and complicated, and I'm so excited.
Dude, that's epic.
I'm gonna tell you all about it tomorrow.
Okay, I'm excited. That's exciting. Who else? I'm proud to say I have yet to spend any money on frivolous purchases this year, so I'm pretty much killing it. I'm doing really well. I'm like, yes. You know, we gotta take the little wins, you guys. It's important. Okay, anybody else have a burning desire to share something that they're gonna be focused on or excited about this year? All right, come on, guys. We gotta work on our participation a little bit.
So can I ask a question? Because Lindy and I didn't know about this, but does anybody know about the whole Spanish New Year's thing? Like eating grapes under a table and all that? Okay. And not like doing laundry on the first day, not spending money on the first day. Like, yeah, there's this whole.
I hear about
I'm
that.
gonna-
Those are old school Southern
I've never
traditions.
heard about it.
Yeah.
They're Southern?
You hear a lot of it.
Well, I cleaned and did a lot of things. So like if I have a bad year, I know
I do
why.
laundry.
Well, it's not so much you'll have a bad year, but the saying goes, you'll be doing that all year.
Cleaning, yeah, that's adulting. That adds up. Okay, TCPA. This is super important, you guys, in regards to protecting yourself and your business. If you guys aren't familiar with how this works, and I know we talk about it a lot, but if you don't know how to actually scrub your call list or see if somebody's on it, please ask how to find that for yourself and your business. The last thing you want is to finally do lead gen and then get in trouble and get reprimanded for it, right? It'd be awkward.
It'd be very expensive.
Yeah, it would. Susan, come on up.
Okay, we've been talking about this for a while, and now finally the new forms are effective, and I know that you're out there using them because I got some calls and texts over the weekend on these things. So just kind of some highlights to remind you. Brokers are now required to have an agency agreement with all clients, buyers, and sellers, and they must sign that agency agreement as soon as reasonably practical. There's a lot of conversation about what's reasonably practical. I think you probably all have a good idea of what that would look like for a seller, for a buyer. Just keep in mind that you should have that agreement signed before you offer any brokerage services. Certainly before you know, I prefer it before you show a house, but the example given is that you meet somebody at open house, they're like, oh, I don't like this one, but can you show me the one 3 doors down? Well, maybe you can do that one, but before you go any further, researching properties, having a conversation on wants and needs, sending them listings, making appointments, showing them more properties, writing a contract. Before you do any of that, get your buyer's agency agreement signed.
And use an example.
Howard, question already?
Already.
I just haven't even got one.
It's the
done
new
yet.
year. I want to get you off right.
Oh.
So you know how if you write an offer for a property, you don't have the exhibit A or legal description, technically it's not a valid offer.
That is required for the validity of the offer.
So is likewise having the buyer's agency agreement part of the offer now a requirement?
No.
Okay.
But this is going to be, anytime there's a new rule, it's going to be a big focus on audits.
So if you can't
Basically,
get
DOL is going to look at that and say, oh, when did they have their buyer service agreement signed, the buyer brokerage service? Oh, it was the day before closing.
right,
We're going to
get
get in trouble for that.
okay.
So they're going to be really looking, just like there are other focus points that they really target during audits, and one of them is, for example, when was earnest money delivered? You know, based on when it was required to be delivered, that kind of thing.
So best practice,
So this-
since you can't get paid without a buyer's agency agreement, you shouldn't write an offer without one.
Well, it's now part of agency law that you have to have this
Right,
or you won't get paid.
okay.
So.
Good.
Yeah. How many people have been using buyer agency agreements all along? How many are sure that they can put this into place? No problem. Okay, that should be everybody. Come on, come on. Okay, if you haven't raised your hand and you have questions about this, come see me. And I'll make sure you get the information you need. We're going to cover some highlights today. On the listing side, you know, as you know, that the commission or the compensation for the listing and the buying sides have been separated. And the seller does have the option to offer no compensation to the buyer's brokers. And this has to be part of your conversation now with your sellers. It has to be clear to them. Of course, it's going to be highlighted in writing at the very beginning of the compensation provision of every listing agreement, basically saying, sellers, you're free to offer 0 to the buyer broker. So you can offer advice, but make sure that the seller is aware that it is up to them and their discretion as to whether or not they're going to offer compensation to the buyer broker and what amount they will offer. And you have to make it, again, clear that it is their choice. And that's thanks to all this legal action that has been going on regarding this compensation issue. Okay, can we look at Form 21?
Heck, yeah.
Okay, awesome. So a buyer's broker agreement has to identify the amount of compensation offered by the seller, if any, on the PSA to get paid. So you all know where to go, right? And you have to fill this in. In any case, you should always, you know, anybody that's taken a class from me knows I don't like blank check boxes on contracts. All the provisions on your purchase and sale should be filled in, and that's no exception. In this case, the danger is that if you don't fill that in, then the seller is under no contractual obligation to pay you. If you don't fill anything in here, if you don't fill in line 17. This is saying, seller is saying, I'm going to pay you, and it's part of our contract. If this isn't filled in, even if it's signed around, even if it says in the listing that they're going to pay you, listing is not a contract, right? So
It's a
make sure.
contract, but it's at those terms.
What?
It would be a contract, but it would be at 0%. Right?
Well, if you don't fill it in, you get nothing.
Exactly.
I mean, they're not, you can't, there's
Change
no,
it after
there's no
the fact.
legal obligation for the seller to pay if
Yeah.
you don't put it in here. So we all want you to get paid. So, you know, fill her in. And that's kind of of critical importance. So there's no default on this. You've got to mark the box. Oh, it's printed on 2 sides. That's handy. Okay, let's look at 41C. Is that where I am? Oh.
No.
Sorry, guys.
Maybe. Oh, okay, good. Okay, so this is the addendum. And this should always be signed by the buyer's broker in all instances, but it's most important when you're giving away some of the selling office commission, because this form provides the different options for doing that. So the first one, is everybody pretty familiar with this form? Okay. First one is if the seller offers 0. So here you'd be asking the seller to pay you what the buyer's obligated to pay you through your brokerage service agreement, right? The second one is if they offered something but not enough to satisfy the obligation that the buyer has to you, so you're asking them to bring their amount up to meet the amount that you've agreed upon with the buyer that you're gonna get paid. This is if the seller offers more than the buyer's obligated to pay you, then we're gonna credit that back to the buyer. And then this is if they offered, this is if you're gonna reduce your compensation from what's in the listing. So again, sellers offering more. Any questions on how to use that one?
So we should have that should be attached to every purchase and sale.
Yeah.
on the buyer side. They don't have that, I mean, as a listing agent, I don't care.
See, it used to be, before this new change, we would just use this if it was gonna be a change, you know, to what was on the 21. But now it's best practice is to put it on everyone, to reinforce that. And if it's being changed, then this is, has those options.
As offered, though, none of those apply.
If it's, no, they still have to check the box.
None of those apply if your buyer brokerage agreement says 3% and the listing is offering 3%, none of those apply.
Exactly. You use the form, that line 17 on the purchase and sale agreement.
Correct, so then this would be, you'd be including a form with nothing checked off.
Right.
You see what I mean?
Yep.
So if it matches what your buyer brokerage agreement says, then in my opinion, this form would be.
Possibly the last box.
Well, that's the
So you would
reduction.
fill in the other. And
Yeah.
rewrite it?
And then I'd reiterate what you've got on 21. Because that's what the attorneys are telling us, is that this should be signed and included on every.
So you're saying check other and say C.
Yeah, line 17.
Line
or-
17.
Yeah,
So if it's not included and we're the listing agent, are we prepping our sellers and they're gonna keep that selling office commission then?
no, because if it's still on the Form 21 and the seller signed it, then they're contractually obligated to pay.
So don't be, I don't want to use the word, on the buyers, if you represent the seller, and the buyers did not include this, don't make them include it to be contractual, right? Like, we don't care about it.
We're, no, I'm not in
But
charge,
for
I'm
us,
not in charge of
you
those.
want us to include this on all of our,
Yeah, I would. I think you ought to get used to including this one.
and if the seller doesn't now represent the buyer, we do other, and we say C line 17, and the other party is not signing it,
It doesn't have, it,
all it does is.
oh, it does at the bottom. Yeah.
Okay, so are we,
Yeah, so you can include it with your contract, and it's just a reinforcement of what's on Form 21, or if one of these changes is relevant, then this becomes an addendum to, see how it says addendum at the top? Then it becomes an addendum to your contract.
But if you have a broker out there that's new and they're not your listing agent, and they don't have anything on line 17, they're not putting anything in on the Form 41C. How do you want us to behave in regards to interacting with them?
That's a question.
That's a
for
good question.
GA.
And I think, we have to think about our culture.
We don't want to play gotcha real estate.
No, and you know what, this is, remember win-win or no deal? And being fair and honest with all the parties. I mean, it's not our responsibility to make sure that the other party gets paid. But, these situations happen fairly frequently where the other side makes a mistake. Maybe there's a typo on the closing costs. Maybe somebody puts down 25 and it should have been 15. So what happens? If you don't point it out to them and think, wow, bonus for my client, right? Do you think they're going to notice it before closing? Do you think the seller's going to notice that they're getting $10,000 less than they should when they get that estimated settlement statement 2 days before closing, and then you're going to have a crisis, right? So, I mean, there's an element of self-interest in it too, to make sure that your transaction goes smoothly. But I think, we were all new once, right? And if you call me and ask me that question, I would say to you, Mark, as a matter of professional courtesy, I think you ought to give that other broker a call and see where they are. Now, maybe it's their mom that's, and they're not, they don't want to get paid or whatever. And maybe their intent is that selling office commission that's offered in the listing is going back to the buyer. And they're brand new and they work for firm X, shall we say, where there's little training, and they don't know to use this one. But I think, first of all, that's the right thing to do. And second of all, somebody's going to catch it anyway. And then you're going to be in the middle of a last minute crisis right before closing. It might hold up your closing or, create some other problem for you. So whichever side of the coin you'd like to look at, I think the best thing to do would be to call it out. Agree?
Now, for pending contracts that went under contract last year, this month, next month, are we having to go add this or?
Yeah, I would add the brokerage, re-execute the brokerage service agreement. You don't need to re-execute your listing agreement unless you're in a dual agency position. If you're in a dual agency position, then you should amend your listing agreement to include that, or re-execute, because it's now called limited dual agency instead of dual agency.
So you're saying add this one to the contract that's been pending from last year?
Yeah, I would go ahead and add it, have your buyer sign it.
Well, this one.
The terms are different.
The buyer broker.
Oh,
Does
I
this
mean,
have
not
to be
this
signed?
one, no, I would just do the buyer brokerage compensation, the 41. Okay. Let's look at 41. Quick. Okay. So this just tells us, obviously geographical area, length of agreement. Notice that it's 60 days by default. And there's the default right up there. And then it used to be there was one form for limited, one form for exclusive and one form for non-exclusive. Remember on these? Now there you've got the choice. And there have been some questions about why would I ever use non-exclusive? Because in a non-exclusive, of course, the buyer can work with other brokers and you would only get paid if you wrote up the offer for the property that they're purchasing. In the classes that, we took, the example was given, maybe you did just meet that buyer at an open house. You don't really know them. And you could do a couple things. You could make it a short-term agreement, or you could make it a non-exclusive, and then you can always amend the agreement later if you guys decide to work together. One comparison was like, are you dating or are you committed? So once you decide to go, you're not dating anymore, you're going to give them a promise ring, or an agency, an exclusive buyer's agency agreement.
If you amend it, is it on a different form?
41A, let's go to that one next. So here we go. 41A is the buyer brokerage service amendment agreement. Oh, are we there yet? We're still on 41. Oh, still on 41.
That's all.
Okay, here's our amendment if we need to amend that brokerage service agreement. And this can be used to extend the term, change it from exclusive to non-exclusive or vice versa. Appoint a co-buyer broker. Kind of important before you get on that cruise to Hawaii or something. Make sure somebody's watching your business. Provide consent for limited dual agency, or revise the compensation agreement. And this one's, this is kind of important, I think. When that might come up, I don't know, maybe you've got a FSBO and they decide they want you to represent them, so now you're suddenly a dual agent. Any questions about that?
I have a question.
Mark, I think we need to have a longer meeting.
So I've got a piece of property that's been tied up all last year. It's supposed to close in March of this year. Is there anything that I need to do as a listing agent on my half in regards to these new forms? Doesn't look like it from what you shared with me.
Not unless you're a dual agent. Then you need to amend your listing agreement. But you're under contract, right? So I would just reiterate, as far as, the forms, some themselves have changed, like the Form 21, to reflect some of the new language, right? You don't have to re-execute your purchase and sales that were written last year. They're okay to leave. We're more focused on the changes in the agency relationships and the forms that deal specifically with that. Okay, thanks so much.
I'm glad I don't have any forms. Oh, okay, thank you. Okay, well, I wanted to share something with you. I'm typical like everybody else. I thought about what I want to do in the new year, the weight, the eating, all that good stuff. But I got this post yesterday from a friend, and I just thought I'd share it with you because it really hit me after I was going through all that. It says, "Good morning and welcome to Flight 2024. We are prepared to take off into the new year. Please make sure your positive attitude and gratitude are secured and locked in the upright position. All self-destruct devices, pity, anger, selfishness, and resentment should be turned off at this time. All negativity, hurt," that was for Dan, "and discouragement should be put away. Should you lose your positive attitude under pressure during this flight, reach up and pull down a prayer. Prayers will be automatically activated by faith. Once your faith is activated, you can assist other passengers who are of little faith. There will be no baggage allowed on this flight. God, our captain, has cleared us for takeoff and our destination. Wishing you a new year filled with more time in the Word, new hope and joy, and new beginnings. Stay blessed and welcome in 2024. Yes, our first time home buyer workshop. Thank you, Lindy. Yes, it's next Tuesday night at 6 o'clock here in this room. All agents, buyers, whoever you want to bring, come along. Nice dinner, good entertainment. Thanks. Have a blessed day.
Okay. All right, you guys, we're gonna play an actual game. I think we played it once before, right?
Yes, we did.
Cahoots.
So get your bones out.
Boom. Where's the excitement? Come on, y'all.
Okay. Let me. Here we go. Hold on. I need to hide that again.
That one, yep. Nope, nope.
No, this one's panel.
Down,
It's
nope,
a
down one more.
website, kahoot.it. Hide floating video control, .it. IT. Yes.
Well, we
Go on
load.
your Safari, then you type in .it, and then we need a game pin, so it'll load up there.
Yeah, so the pin's gonna come up. Do you have your phone right?
That was also.
Oh, okay.
Mine was right. But I'm gonna count that shit.
Ah, wait, you just got called out, right?
Usually we're taught to do that start
You should have said, bring your phone.
With a K.
It's kahoot.it, so KAHOOT.IT.
No, you don't have to have a game.
Where is
Yeah,
it?
yeah, you want classic mode.
need to start working with that.
Start?
No,
Thank you.
We need the game pin.
Yeah, it's.
Getting ready to join.
There it is.
Thank you, Mr.
I've got very, like, six-
There's the game pin, guys.
611.
We got it.
Does everybody have your game pin in?
5 minutes, right?
Ooh, Steve, oh, D Wood, I got it.
Okay, first of all, you gotta turn off your Wi-Fi. This is too slow.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah,
focus
no
on
Wi-Fi. Don't do it.
Oh my gosh.
Larissa and I learned that the hard way. Yeah, your Wi-Fi, because everyone's on it and the game lags.
Hey,
Oh, this is not good.
oh yeah, pit vipers all day. Who's Boom?
Ooh.
Who?
Me.
Raise your hand. Yes!
Oh, boom, I think she said boom.
Pit vipers for the win.
Okay, is everybody there?
Yeah.
Are we locked and loaded? Not quite? Can you guys see or am I in your way?
Is this where we should be?
I'm a brain. I'm Ryan. Round.
Okay, so I know she doesn't like her phone, so there's 4. Are we good otherwise? Okay. Are you good?
Okay. Billy, before you push start, let's explain how they play.
Yes. Okay. Okay, guys, so obviously I think most of us have played this before, right? So basically the question's gonna come up. So it's really how KWRBN, right? So we do have a prize. You have a choice of one of these books.
If you already have it, we have more downstairs, so don't worry. Oh, shiny new.
So basically, it's gonna come up, it's going to ask the question, and you're gonna have to be really quick about answering. So it's gonna have a letter, it's gonna have a name that you're gonna have to type in, wherever it is, and it's really easy. So once you do that, then the person that's the fastest is the person that gets up the highest. So you're gonna see where you're ranking amongst everybody in the room. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, are you good?
I'm watching.
Oh, you are, okay, great. All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. Okay, so how KWRBN? Here we go.
I'm still loading. We're all getting circled. Oh, no, it's.
No, it'll do that. Yeah, it'll do that until it.
When
finishes up.
is Red Day?
Oh, my.
So think about whose birthday it is, Red Day. At least get an answer. Okay. Second Thursday, May.
Already out.
No, you're not out. Just keep going.
So what's the answer?
So the answer is second Thursday, May. So you guys know Mo Anderson's birthday is May 12th.
Yeah.
So then
And it's
it's
around
always
her
around
birthday.
that same time.
Yes.
Good old mama.
That's a trick question.
Okay, this is where we are, of course.
Yeah, of course, she says she doesn't remember anything.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I know, it's next one.
Who is the president of Keller Williams?
Oh. Oh, I think I got that wrong. Dang it. Yeah, I knew it.
Okay, so no, not Jason Abrams, whoever said that, just FYI. Okay.
Oh, boom.
Who is that?
Wow.
I love it.
Which is the correct order?
Really read it, guys. Yeah. I don't think I can make it stop. Oh, there you go. God, family, then business.
And in that order.
Okay, who's up here now?
Killing it.
Still boom.
Dang.
What year?
Oh,
Go ahead.
What year was KW founded?
Oh my gosh, where was the book?
Dang
It was
it.
like in the 80s, I got this.
When was it founded?
When was it founded?
Oh, man.
You got it right.
That was a good year.
It's, I think it's because they just celebrated their 40th year. I heard that somewhere.
Ooh,
Snippet.
You wish.
it's Kevin, whoever Kevin is. Yeah. Double point.
Double points.
Who founded KW?
They're all Williams.
Oh, frick.
I don't have Jared. I hit the first one.
Am I right?
No.
Oh, I'm saying correct. No, you should know that.
How many
Joe.
people got that right?
Oh, watch. Boone is back on. No, of course Nemo would know that.
Moves out of here.
Right.
Oh, Nimrod. Oh, where is it? Where's Keller Williams headquartered?
I was trying to move my, screen. and it hit that one. Roll up.
I do the wrong one and the radio.
I do.
Yes.
This is good.
Dorothy, you're doing good. You're there. 4 stages of growth. Think about the pyramid.
Oh.
I know, you can just feel it. Oh.
I did it right. Ink or red and red.
Yes, I don't remember anything about donating. Eventually we'll
I was
get
gonna
it.
say.
Yeah.
Word, Scott.
Okay, Nemo still.
And,
We're only halfway there.
No,
what year did KW start the nonprofit KW Cares?
I think it is 5.
Oh.
Okay.
You're wrong.
2009.
Oh, nice.
Crap. You guys can't go by color.
No, I didn't.
Oh, yeah, I thought it was happening right
Not black.
The four fundamental models of the MREA.
You guys saw this. Remember Pam taught us?
Green.
Elbow. Oh, sorry. Yep, there you go.
No, you did not.
Oh, I did the wrong button. I meant to hit the orange one.
You're killing it.
I just hit the wrong one. So economic lead budget ordinance elbow. Yes, elbow. And of course I hit the wrong one. I meant to hit the yellow. And I hit orange or red. Yes, without a double.
It's spelled wrong.
Deep
Let's
mouth.
go with it.
HR, without.
The three key areas of the economic model are so good.
Wait, mine's not loading. It didn't go to the next question for me. Wow.
Smart.
Oh, it worked.
So yours said lightning spark. Numbers, appointments,
I'm
numbers.
so now I'm not on the podium.
Oh,
Hello.
You're on the
How many
podium.
times?
Who's JPL?
Hannah's
What is the
HR.
official name of the red book?
Oh.
The first part is not ready. There it is.
Okay, good job, everyone.
Boom, boom. I'm 32 points behind AA.
Oh, my name?
AA wrong.
Who's AA
Aaron's got the strizzy.
Which is the correct
Oh my
spelling?
gosh.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Oh.
Think about it.
In this room somewhere?
No, it used to be on the.
Oh, I missed it. My streak is out.
Oh, you picked one.
AA Ron.
Hey, Aaron.
Might have been the right
Oh, I hope I did the right one. Okay.
Behind NBA?
Larissa.
Okay, you're making me
Nice work,
roll,
Anna.
Larissa.
4 laws of lead gen.
What is lead
Oh, Lord, I like that one. What's lead gen?
Did I just really just do blue?
There's four. You might as well just select the green one. Yeah.
I mean,
No, I chose red.
Oh,
No, I got
I
it right.
I wasn't the only one that chose blue.
I know it's not my
You got to
color,
go
but-
4 laws.
Dodge,
Oh,
duck,
no.
dip, dive in.
Okay, you're moving
Go.
on.
Milo's back in the game.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Lead with blank, not blank.
Oh, no, I feel like I took this the wrong way. Take it.
And it's okay, you don't believe.
It's not okay. I'm not winning. Oh,
You guys all get that,
I
right?
thought this was like an
Everyone
inspirational one,
understands.
and I was like,
That's what I heard.
I knew this was
It's
the
the red light, green light,
you guys the wrong way. I
Yeah.
was like, hey, she got it
Oh,
right.
I'm on the
Oh,
Wow, look at HR. Okay, hey, Ron. Coming in
Illinois
slowly.
is the #1 real estate company in agent count, units, and sales volume.
There's a trick question.
Okay, you guys are quick, we have to wait for the seconds to go down.
Ooh, I got license mark.
With a question mark.
Yeah, no, I got mine. Not question mark.
And who's this false?
You better not be brave enough to say.
Ah!
Get out! Get out! Tell her right now.
Okay. let's
Billy
go.
didn't see you so false. You're dead.
The 80-20 rule, 80% of results come from 20% of your actions.
See.
Actually, not me, but there.
What's that, you?
Yeah.
It's right here.
Well, no, there's
Oh,
4 of you
there's
guys.
four. You guys, would you stop playing, Edgar?
Oh, you're down now.
Edgar, you stop playing.
Think blank, aim blank, act blank, and live blank.
Yes, you do, you do.
I don't know.
Oh, it's 4.
I think so.
Oh, a good portion.
I'm 106 points behind NBA.
I did get it right. Oh, hey, we did. Nice.
Okay, we're
We can
almost
get
there.
The 4 C's of the white horse CQTE.
We're in the 4 C's.
Oh, it's an order thing too.
Oh, my God. Oh, snap, it was an order thing?
Huh?
Aaron, that's great for us.
Fred.
But you see, we're going back.
I think.
I know.
I
I chose green.
Oh, I meant
Told you.
I was already excited.
Got
It threw me off.
But I know where.
Now Nemo's behind me. No, I didn't get that one right.
Okay, guys, here we go.
I got
Last
lucky.
one. So this is the last one.
Okay.
Double point.
Hey, Doug, what does KW
What
stand
unit
for?
take up hit the benchmark for profit share 1 billion?
2.
It was also KWPS's biggest year. If that helps anybody.
Oh, no.
That's one I was not here.
Damn it. I should have known that one. That was my last year here.
Yeah, it wasn't. When I was here,
I know, right?
Wait,
Whoa.
Who won?
Hannah Ranch. I don't think so. JPL. No, that's third. No, that's third.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'll take it.
And that one is no.
Hannah.
No, it's gonna
Red.
Oh, runners up.
Runners up.
Hey, Ron, runner up.
I want that.
we're learning goes a long way. Thanks.
Mine says you can go back to Donald Scott.
That's not culture, but.
I'm not going back there.
Go view, or, yeah, slideshow maybe? No, slideshow on the side. Start from the beginning. Oh, right there, no. Yeah, start from beginning and we'll click here. And then this one? Sure. Nope. Oh, big enough. We'll call it good.
Okay.
Clickety click click. Announcements, Billy, take it away, because I did not do
Okay,
good
yeah,
last
let's
time.
see, what do we have? Can you click it? Or
Yeah.
you want me to click it?
No, I can.
Okay, oh, Taisa, you wanna come up for your PC moment?
Okay, so just two quick things. One, Lindy and I are going to be starting dialogues tomorrow morning,
Dude, 8:30. What time?
8:30.
Right?
Well, it's actually Google
Google
Meets,
Meet.
but I just got the link from Goldie today. I'm gonna post it out into the Facebook group after this. Oh, it might even be there.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm gonna post the link to the Facebook group. So 8:30, either in the small training room or on Google Meets. So that's my first announcement. Please come.
It's gonna be epic.
And just a reminder, Playbook series is starting on January 25th. So Supercharger SOI from the MREA playbook that just came out this past fall. So that's it. And welcome back. And I'm excited the people are here. People are showing up again already, like right away. So just kind of want to give a big round of encouragement for every person in this room to say, let's hit it in 2024 all the way.
Woo! Yeah.
Okay, so, family reunion, this is where we are. I believe this is from last week where we were. So you can see we're nowhere on the board for percentage. For number of people, we still have 32. Might have a couple more at this stage. So again, the question you always ask, who's going to family reunion in this room?
Oh, not enough.
So you guys, I do want to let you know that the itinerary for the event's already out. We've never had access to it that early. So if you haven't signed up, I advise you to meet with one of us and get access to see what they're providing. And then ask yourself that one question that we've been saying a lot. What is the one skill or knowledge that I want to grow into, whether this year or a couple years down the road? And then you're going to tailor your experience based on what it is you want to accomplish. As always with Keller Williams, we're going to offer you way more than you need, and we're going to distract you with sparkly butterflies. So making sure that you've got clarity of what you want to accomplish is huge, and that event is a great impactful way. Also, I want you guys to look at it as an investment in yourself and your business, right? Because while there is an expense behind it, you should be able to walk away with referral business as well. So it's how you want to look at that. If you have questions or have never been or just feel overwhelmed, please reach out to someone on ELT. And we'll go deeper on it, okay?
Any questions though about it in general?
So I'm going, but I've never been before. Is there any sort of like meeting that we do before?
We have to know before we go. Yeah, rule of thumb, comfortable shoes, but we'll go deeper.
Okay.
We're bringing our kids too.
Yes.
So.
Oh, you are?
Yeah. Lindy said it's okay.
Couple
I asked her
$100 to leave.
10 times. I'm definitely. I know, right? All right, I'm fine.
No, I want to get too quiet or tell them about myself.
Must be nice.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I'm not a good sharer.
Okay, so, Lindsay has a class that's coming up, and I think it's like filling up, if not already filled up. So if you guys are interested in doing it, yeah, I heard it's really, really good.
This will be my 3rd year.
Really? Can you speak on it?
Not really.
Okay.
No, I just go.
Okay, good. Well, it's good enough that you're going on your 3rd year.
No, I go, the one thing I really got out of last year was to choose your word before the year, right? And so I set a reminder on my phone, and my word was grace. Giving myself grace to others and to myself. And so at 2 o'clock, every day, I'm gonna shoot. I don't have grace for every day.
See, but I can see it. I can-
It's not your fault I did it, okay? So anyway, grace for others and grace for myself. It goes off at 2 o'clock every day. So for me, that is the biggest takeaway that I had.
What's your word this year?
Hopefully it's something nice. I'm
I'm
not
on
it.
it. I haven't gone to I haven't gone to the thing in Compass yet. I feel like it'll come soon. You're in Compass.
And then this is stand out with a unique value prop and buyer's agency. So that is on the 8th.
So you guys, as we talk about the changes with the new year in regards to buyer rep agreements and things like that, this class is gonna help you articulate that to your clients so that you're building your confidence. Another thing I wanted to point out when we get Susan up is you guys should know those forms so well that you have them upside down and can do the bullet points for your clients, right? Because if you're leading with confidence in that conversation, they're not gonna question you. But this is an opportunity to meet. This is an opportunity to hear from those that have been leading their business in this way, regardless of the changes. So I really want to advise you guys to be in that room.
Larissa, any 2 cents?
Yeah, I'll say too, we're gonna focus a lot talking about value and how you can bring that to your buyers and also talking about mindset around that. So it's not gonna be like the normal stuff you normally hear. We are bringing like new content to share with you guys.
Nice.
It's here.
Yes. Better way. Okay. So BU, social media plus. So the last time she was here, I know that we had rave reviews on the class. So if that is something that you're interested in doing. This one does have a cost. It's from 1 to 4 on the 9th, Tuesday. And then, okay, so after our business meeting, our all partners business meeting, we do have MAD, which is Massive Action Day. So I think you guys remember we did this last year. So it'll be something similar. We're going to have obviously tons of things going on. Refreshments will be provided. We're going to have MAD bingo and prizes for that. So be ready and come prepared. So it's going to be a whole event after our business meeting, after lunch. Anything you want to add?
Nada.
Okay. And then Northwest Flow Fest. So this is, I've never been. And I know you.
I can't be there, but the region always puts on an event for agents in our region, which is what is it? Washington, Oregon, Idaho, and Alaska. So if we want to talk about referrals, you guys, going to an event like this is going to be a great opportunity to meet agents that truly will provide consistent referral business, especially when we're looking at that Oregon and Washington border or Washington, Idaho all the time. But it's at a cool venue. We went to this 2 or 3 years ago, just RBN, but it's a great opportunity for you guys to network and kind of have a cool experience along the way. Tickets are selling out, so if you haven't registered, you may want to look into it now.
Is that like a rave vibe or is it like
It's
a
like
like social vibe? Because that scares me. That
It's
makes me feel like that's a rave.
So there's a lot of like,
Kind of.
I mean, so there's different rooms here. Just look into the venue itself.
Okay.
It's not crazy like that, but it has crazy vibes. to it.
It's like it said like weird space themed.
Yes, it's
Well,
like
like-
spacey, it's got crazy lights, strobe lights, that kind of stuff going on, but it's also like artistic, like stuff going on.
Very.
It's
And like
Vegas.
kind of funky, weird, make
So
it
it's like
think.
it's realtors.
It's,
Yeah.
yeah,
If
Yes.
you're prone to seizures,
It's a-
stay
yeah.
home, you know?
don't go with, yeah, can't be real.
Vision Breakfast, you guys, we love Vision Breakfast. It's our opportunity to pour into you guys and celebrate your accomplishments. It's going to be on the 29th of this month from 9 to 12. If you haven't already registered, please do so ASAP so we have a proper head count.
Last year's was amazing. And then again, go ahead. What's that about last year?
Oh, no, I wasn't. We're going to talk about that stuff. Just a quick glimpse of what we've got going this year or this week for training opportunities.
Just a quick edit on that. On Thursday morning, it says 9 to 11. The coaching workshop is now 11 to 12:30.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Does Goldie know that as well?
Good to circle back where I sent her an email.
Perfect.
Lots of information.
Yeah, that's all she wrote. Thanks for being here. Snaps to the bar was being 7 minutes early. That's like a lifetime in realtor days. So mad props, mad props.
And, oh yeah.
Let us know if you guys need or would like anything else from us. We're here to help. Hannah, you can grab your book for me.